I know you've been with the fire department for a long time before becoming city manager.
Yes, I joined the department in 1980, became full-time in 1990, and then progressed and became the fire chief in 2001.
I can see a little analogy here between you and your previous city manager, Jim Pearson, because he started with the police department, became police chief, and became city manager. So,
yeah, both of us born and raised here. You know, a lot of passion and love for this community. There's a lot of great people here, and you know, it's just an honor to be able to step into this role and continue my service with the city.
Can you explain a little bit more now? You're going to be acting city manager because of a pension thing or something, and then become full-time like in September?
Yeah, the way the police and fire pension works, I'll be have my years of service in 6 months locked in, where if I would have transferred over, I wouldn't be eligible for 5 more additional years, the system I had to go to. So it was more of a, you know, protection for the, you know, the pension and stuff like that I have.
Was this something that, being city manager, is this something you've thought about before? Or were you like, oh no, when you found out you're going to be acting city manager?
You know, back in 2001, I was acting city manager for about 5 months.
Okay.
And there was some discussions back then with, you know, the role as the city manager with council back then. And periodically, since that time, I've filled the role as acting city manager. So, you know, it's an opportunity to step up and help the community out. So, you know, it was certainly when Jim announced his retirement, I was applied to see where it went, and ended up being one of the finalists, and with everything, it just worked out at the end.
So I know that there's an incentive plan now for businesses that expand, or can you explain that?
Well, we've got a few things that we can offer to businesses. We got our tax credit that we can offer. There's different elements of that we can work with people that like to develop here. We also look at our sewer and the cost of that business as well for tapping in and those kind of things that we can talk to them to help incentivize to have them come into the community.
Did you do some kind of tax breaks or something if they add employees?
Yes, even our current, you know, if they decide to expand their employee base and those kind of things, it's a program that we offer that they can sit down with us, and there's percentage of credits that they can get based on a payroll amount that they would have.
What other kind of programs, what needs do you see in the city of Geneva?
You know, one of the things we're always trying to address is the needs of infrastructure, equipment, you know, those kind of things, you know, maintaining capital improvements for our departments, those kind of things. Sidewalks are certainly an issue in the city. You know, is there a way that we can continue to improve them, expand what we have? Is there a way to plow them in the wintertime? Those kind of things we certainly are looking at. Matter of fact, our departments are currently looking at their capital budget that we are putting together here in the near future to present to council.
How are you doing all that without a finance director?
Oh, actually, we have an interim finance director. She was the assistant finance director, and she's now as the interim currently.
So now I understand that you will be appointing the finance director?
At some point, yeah. We'll post that position internally, see if we have qualified candidates, and then at that point we'll decide if we need to go outside or not, or if it's something we can do internally.
Also, assistant city manager.
Yes, that's
from what I understand, you can appoint assistant city manager, or create a different title or something like that.
Well, the city council passed a pay ordinance that has the jobs that are, you know, listed for the city, and if we were to go outside of that scope, it would have to go back to council for approval. But within that scope, yes, it's we're able to fill those vacancies.
Somebody gave me an example of if you wanted to have an economic development director rather than in this, which was pretty much what the assistant city manager was doing.
So if we decided to do that, there'd be we'd have to go do an ordinance through council and create that position. So where the assistant city manager is a current position on our books, and really doing some processing. These are opportunities to look at, is there a better way to doing it? Is it the way we've been doing it the correct way? Is there a change in how those people are within the structure? So it's an opportunity for us to look at how we're structured right now, and that's kind of the process I'm going through and talking to people and getting some thoughts on how that structure may look.
Well, right now, though, you're doing two people's jobs, right?
I'm currently the fire chief and the acting city manager.
Well, also, and you're having to do whatever the assistant city manager.
Well, and, all in all, there's a lot of people that have stepped up. I mean, our zoning inspector, she's doing additional hours as well. Tammy's, our administrative assistant, has stepped up, and it goes on through not just those two people, but everybody's stepped up, and they're putting time in and helping and keeping us moving forward. So
you're talking a little bit about addressing some of the needs, the sidewalks and all in the city of Geneva. What kind of things are being done well here that you can point at that maybe other cities could look at to Geneva, or just that you think that we're doing right?
Well, our former administration, they certainly, Jim and, the team we had in place when Jim was our city manager, and even for many years, our structure has really set us up for success. And, we've worked diligently on the downtown area. The sidewalks are being replaced with brick sidewalks, and the trees planning, and it's certainly more appealing. There's a group right now that's looking at an arch to come into the community that may welcome you to the Geneva area as you come down, head north on 534. Geneva on the Lake did one. It's really impressive and really a nice entranceway into the Geneva on the Lake, and it's something that we've talked about here for a while, and there's some people that have been pretty active in pursuing that again.
Well, you notice in downtown Geneva, you have fewer empty buildings than you may have like in downtown Ashtabula or downtown Conneaut. Do you think the maintenance and what's being done there with the sidewalks and all is the impact of?
I think it always, we got a Geneva Business Association, our Chamber of Commerce, I think that all works hand in hand to keep Geneva moving forward. And, I think a lot of it is that we've been these agencies have been on the same page, and it really helps when the same message is going out and the people interact to do what's best for the community, and that's, I've seen that going on for years. So that's, I think, our success is that. And I think these doing the pavilion downtown and just all those, anything that we can do, the hanging plants, it continues to make your community more appealing to people, and you want them to stop, not just drive through. And we want to be a destination for people to come to, and we continue to, I think, grow in that fashion.
I was uptown when they did the Corridor 534 thing at Christmas time with the fire and all that.
Yes.
Getting people out and that kind of thing's a nice idea. Or the $5.34 lunches and and that was expanded this year. That went into a Friday night. So we had a Friday night instead of just Saturday. So another one of the productive things that's just growing. There's the 534 CIC that meets, and we meet with Harpersfield, Geneva on the Lake, Geneva Township, and ourselves are all. Here again, you got a whole group of entities that are getting together for the common good of the area, and I think that's what keeps us growing, keeps us progressing with the needs that people are looking at. You're talking about cooperation amongst people in City Hall or different agencies of the city, but there's also that cooperation too that's been going on with Harpersfield. You say Harpersfield, Geneva Township, and Geneva on the Lake as well. As far as, last summer there was the big grant received for sewer work down to 534 and things like that where there's a lot of cooperation to build the general area, not just the city of Geneva.
Yeah, all the JEDs. We have 3 JEDs now with Harpersfield, and that's a hats off to all the leaders of both Harpersfield and Geneva over the years. And it goes back to the days when there used to be a pursue annexation to expand and those kind of things. And this JED agreements have been just a blessing for both jurisdictions and how we can grow together. Ed Demshire, township trustee that just passed away, certainly a pillar in the community of Harpersfield. Been a part of all those agreements and help open a lot of those doors, working with Jim Pearson and stuff. So we're continuing. We're getting ready to do our permit to install process with the Ohio EPA so that sewer can continue to keep moving forward, so that we are ready as projects become available to build there.
You just mentioned Ed Demshire. His death really kind of left a hole in the area. I mean, I don't know. It's just kind of a shocking thing to me.
Yeah, it's a shocking thing, I think, to a lot of people, and certainly, he was been around, been involved, been engaged in all aspects of the township for many years. So it's certainly a loss to all our communities because he was involved and wanted to work with people.
I also noticed that there's a lot of things like the Winter Festival, and now I see there's an Easter Festival coming up in March that to get people downtown, and pairings and that sort of thing.
The Connect 534 has gotten going, and here again, that's a part of jurisdictions from Harpersfield to Geneva and Lake getting together to help Sarah Bales to proceed and be active in promoting our areas and stuff. So, this is our second year with the Easter parade and those kind of things. So it's exciting to see the interest and continues to grow in the area. And, and as you see that grow, I think you get more people involved in the community that want to come out and help. And it just keeps expanding that. It's kind of the, that trickle effect of in a positive way that we keep doing the best we can for the community.
Yeah, you see that it doesn't stop in the summertime, because I was here for Winterfest and the chili cook-off and the parade and all of that sort of thing that they had then.
Yeah.
And
well, and it's important, to our businesses and all of that we're here 365 days a year, and certainly winter is a challenge at times just by sheer volume of people coming through our community. With the Spire out there, it's attracting people in the wintertime, and so we're looking at ways of attracting that business down into our downtown area. Pairing certainly is an asset. That's been built. It seems to be doing very well. It's a destination for people as they travel around the Culinary Center. I'd gone to the Culinary Center in New York with my wife to take a class to kind of see what the whole culinary concept was like before they built pairings. And it's exciting, and it brings people into our community, and you hope that they park and walk around and spend dollars at other locations and see what we have to offer. So we're building the playground. Project's been going on down at the Memorial Field. Is
that the one with the stuff from North Kingsville?
Yes.
Okay.
That project's, as the sun continues to shine and gets us so we can get access down there again, that'll be up and ready for the kids to play on this year, which is really exciting. It's the first time I seen the playground, I was just amazed at how large of a structure that whole playground was. So it's great that we could repurpose it, bring it to Geneva, and I look for, it's been a lot of community effort involved to bring that to life again. And I got people saying, hey, when are we going to get started? So the energy's still there to bring that to fruition.
Could you give a little background onto that for those that... I can remember when it was at North... I have been on that playground, when it was in North Kingsville.
Yep.
But the city of Geneva took it over. It was something like if they wanted it, they could take it or something. Because
we had our rec coordinator, Mike Anderson, had contacted them and heard that they were in the process of, with the school programs up there, that playground may be taken down, eliminated. So she had made a contact, and I don't know when exactly it happened, but at a certain point they had contacted her and said, if you guys are still interested in the playground, you need to come, you can have it, and you need to get up here within this window of time to get it pulled out of here, because they had a contract for the demolition and stuff of the property. So we got very active. We got, there was American Electric, Raymond Cutstone, trying to think of all the businesses. There were several businesses that really had stepped up through the Rotary Group, those kind of things that had come forward and said, let's figure out how to get this brought back here. So it was quite a group effort, and so all the equipment's here, and it's a matter of putting the puzzle back together now.
Yeah, that is a massive complex.
Yes.
I mean, you can't just take a truckload and get that out of there.
No, it was several truckloads.
Yeah.
And now here again, once again, the citizens, the community here rose to the occasion, and it's sitting here, and we're looking at, we've applied for a grant to acquire the paint and stuff to repaint it when we get it all back together. So hopefully that pans out for us. We've got people that want to donate things to help it, from the gravel that goes in there. They're just waiting on a number of how much gravel we need. So here again, it's broader than just Geneva. These are people from outside the city as well that are interested in helping this project move forward. So that's exciting. That people from the North Kingsville that we spoke up there, they were. At first, they were upset it was coming down, because it was been a great project and their kids had been raised on it, and we felt bad, that unfortunately it was going to be tore down for their sake, but excited that we could repurpose it, and
definitely,
their kids could come here, and it was surprised me how many people had taken their kids from Geneva there to play on it, because it is such an amazing playground. So hopefully it's repurposed here in the not too distant future, and another generation can continue to play on it. It'll be exciting.